You know that feeling, right? Where you're just stuck, staring at a problem, and it feels like it's just growing bigger and bigger right in front of your eyes. We've all been there. You get all caught up in the stress, the tension, and suddenly the solution feels like it's a million miles away. But what if there's a totally different way to handle our challenges? So let's just get right into it. It's a totally fair question, isn't it? Can meditation really solve your problems? I mean, can just sitting quietly actually help you tackle the big, messy, complicated stuff we all deal with at work, at home, you name it? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's not about making the problems magically vanish. It's about changing how you think about them. So this is basically our default setting, right? A problem pops up, and what's our first reaction? We pile on the tension. We worry, we get anxious, we stress out about it. But just look at where that leads. That equation, problem plus tension, it doesn't get you a solution. Nope, it gets you a crisis. We literally make the problem worse. Okay, now, let's just switch out one little thing in that equation. Instead of tension, let's plug in meditation, which really is just a way to get to a calm, focused headspace. And just like that, the whole thing changes. Problem plus meditation, that equals a solution. So here's the real takeaway. The problem itself isn't the real issue. It's how we react to it that makes all the difference. All right, so let's dig into this a bit more. Why is our default mode, that state of tension, so bad for us? I mean, why does it literally block us from seeing the answers that are probably staring us right in the face? Well, it all comes down to something called the gamma level of thinking. Think of this as your brain on high alert, just agitated and buzzing. It's that feeling when you're just spinning your wheels, going over and over every single negative detail of the problem. You get so wrapped up in the problem that you basically become part of it. And from there, there's just no way to see a path forward. So if that frantic gamma level is the mental quicksand we get stuck in, there has to be another way, right? Let's go explore a different mental space, a place where the solutions are actually hiding. And wow, the difference is like night and day. On one hand, you've got the gamma level, agitated, all over the place, and totally focused on the problem. But then you have the alpha level. This is a whole different ballgame. It's calm, it's steady, you're self-immersed. Your mind isn't racing anymore, it's focused. And here's the crucial part. It's solution-oriented. And listen, this isn't some superpower that only a few lucky people are born with. Not at all. It is a skill you can train. The source material really nails it when it says that successful people are just the ones who've trained themselves to focus on the solution. And meditation, well, that's kind of like the gym for your brain where you build that muscle, where you learn how to think in terms of solutions time and time again. Let me give you a famous example to make this super clear. Okay, for centuries, literally thousands of years, people saw apples fall from trees. There's just a thing that happened. An everyday, totally normal event. Nothing special about it, right? But then you have Sir Isaac Newton. The story goes that he was just sitting there in this really quiet, contemplative, you could say meditative state, an alpha state. And because his mind was calm, not all cluttered and distracted, he didn't just see another apple fall. He asked a completely different, much deeper question: why? And that one question, born from that moment of calm observation, it completely changed how we understand the entire universe. It led straight to the discovery of the law of gravitation. That right there, that's the difference between gamma level and alpha level thinking. It's huge. Now, this shift in thinking, it's not just some kind of psychological mind trick. It has real, deep effects on your body. So let's take a look at what is actually going on inside you when you're all tangled up in that web of stress. I'm sure we've all heard of the fight or flight response, right? It's basically our ancient survival programming. When a part of your brain called the hypothalamus thinks there's a danger, and get this, it can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a nasty email, it just sounds the alarm. And when that alarm goes off, it just floods your body with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart starts pounding, your blood sugar goes through the roof, and blood rushes to your big muscles. Meanwhile, everything your body decides isn't essential for survival right now, like digestion or growth, just gets shut down. Your body is getting ready for a physical fight, which, let's be honest, is totally useless when you need to think clearly. But here's the good news. Thankfully, our bodies also have a built-in off switch for this whole response. So let's get into the science of what actually happens when you deliberately create a state of calm, through meditation. It's called the relaxation response. This term was coined by Dr. Herbert Benson over at Harvard, and it is, quite literally, the complete biological opposite of fight or flight. When you meditate, you're flipping the switch on your parasympathetic nervous system, which is basically your body's rest and restore headquarters. And what happens then is a total reversal of that stress response. Your stress hormone levels just plummet. Your heart rate slows way down, your blood pressure drops, your muscles let go. It's actually biologically impossible for your body to be stressed out and relaxed at the exact same time. And meditation? It makes your relaxation wins that fight every single time. And check this out, in some ways, it's even more powerful than sleep. Turns out, meditation is 4 times more effective at clearing out this stress-related toxin called lactate from your bloodstream than just sleeping it off. 4 times! Now this is the stat that really makes you stop and think. Just 30 minutes of deep relaxation, like in meditation, can give you the same restorative benefits as 2 hours of sleep. Think about that. It is an unbelievably efficient way to hit the reset button on your mind and your body. Okay, so we know it calms us down, and we know it helps us solve problems. But wait, there's more. It doesn't just stop there. We can actually use this super relaxed state as a kind of launch pad for actively shaping who we want to be. This is what's called the double action of dynamic meditation. It's a 2-step process. First, you get yourself into that calm, clear alpha state. But then, you do something active. You use that open, receptive state of mind to plant what are called autosuggestions, basically positive commands or new ideas, to consciously reprogram your own brain. See, when your brain hears these new programs over and over again while it's in that relaxed state, it starts to accept them as the new truth, and then it starts to act on them. This makes it an incredibly powerful way to uproot those really deep-seated habits like fear or shyness or hesitation and start building new patterns of confidence and just getting things done. And this whole idea, using a calm mind to find deep truths, it's not new at all. It's part of this amazing legacy that goes way, way back through history. You look at the great thinkers, the spiritual leaders, the groundbreaking scientists. People like Prophet Abraham, Lord Buddha, Prophet Muhammad, even Sir Isaac Newton again. They all use these states of deep self-immersion to get to those incredible, world-changing insights. So as we've seen, this isn't magic. It's a skill you can learn, and it's grounded in your own biology. It's a way to shift yourself out of a state of crisis and into a state of clarity. It's not about teaching you what to think, but about teaching you how to think more effectively. So I guess the only question left for you is, now that you know how it works, what problems would you solve? And what would you discover about yourself in the silence?